Hello children, now we are going to watch the 14th video of the chapter Conditional and Iterative Statements. You finished actually the different comparisons between your while and your for loop, and some of the questions you may find it very easy or easy to understand, and some questions are still difficult. One such question which I gave in the assignment was an Armstrong number. Let's discuss Armstrong number in detail and understand the logic and one important aspect in our loop, which will be the conclusion of this particular chapter. Maybe I will add one more example if required. Okay, and the looping is over, but that doesn't mean the looping need not be studied again, because whatever you do henceforth will be always associated with loop or with your if, elif, else, or with any of the previous fundamentals of Python. So let's start understanding what is an Armstrong number. Now, before I go to the, ideally, I would like to show you one small, image to make you understand what exactly is an Armstrong number, which I had given, of course, in the assignment. An Armstrong number is a number whose digits is extracted, and when the cube of the digits is added, you will get the same number. Like you can see in this particular picture over here, 153. If you take 3 cubed plus 5 cube plus 1 cube, you will get again the answer as 153 itself. Then 370. I've taken that numbers and shown to you. So when you do it in manually, you don't have to do anything else. You know the how to take out the digits one by one by one. But to make it understand to the computer, you need to give instructions, what we call as coding. So the technique of extracting numbers from digit, in the sense from a big number, you extract from the places, the unit places, tens, hundreds, that such unit places are there, isn't it? How to extract that was already discussed in one of the previous example. Okay, I don't think some of you already has forgotten. If forgotten, you have to refer back to the previous videos where we studied how to extract or how to take out numbers one by one. But same logic is used here, so you will see that in the code. So in order to take example from one number, its last digit, you need to divide the number by 10, isn't it? And when the remainder you're getting in the normal methodology will be the last number of the digit. So if you take 153 first time, you will get 3 outside. After that, the process has to be continued. The next time you should get 5 outside. So let's see how you're doing it in a code. So the code is ready here. This time, I made a mistake by clicking on something else. This time you will be actually seeing two different varieties of Armstrong number. Here it is a Python program to check if the number is Armstrong or not. That means you are just given a number, and that number is been technically checked whether it's belong to Armstrong. How to check whether it is belong to Armstrong? You have to take out the digits one by one and add it, cube it, and then add it and see whether the same number is been found as answer. So what you do is explained inside this particular code. So see, I have entered a number, and then as you are going to store a sum, we have to initialize sum, and I have used sum this time, and you can see that sums the variable is not coming in the usual form of as a normal variable. It looks like a keyword because there are such functions called a sum, but that doesn't mean it will show error. That is why I purposely gave sum itself. So even if you give here, some of the exceptions are there, no? So sum being a kind of a function, also I can use it as a variable without the bracket. So I have given sum equal to 0 there. Okay, after that what I have done is I have put, or I have made sure the original number num is being right now stored into temp. Why? Because at the end we will be extracting the values from num one by one, and num will be reduced to 0. The same explanation when I gave how to extract the numbers from your digit. Okay, now after that, instead of using the num here in the while loop, I am using temp. Remember, num and temp will be storing the same number. Imagine any number you take. Now the same number which we discussed earlier regarding our, I'm sorry, yeah, this one, any number. If you take these numbers only, you will get as an Armstrong. If you take any other number from this range of 1 to 1000, you will never get an Armstrong number. But whichever way it is, any number you are taking, that number is right now stored in what? Your temp as well as in num. So if you write first temp greater than 0, while temp greater than 0, the condition is satisfied. 153 or 151 or 157, whatever number you are given, or 369 or 30 you give, whatever it is, that number will be definitely greater than 0 first time. Then you are trying to extract. What we do, as I told earlier, that number is divided by 10 and you are getting the remainder. The remainder will be definitely the last digit. So let's imagine that we took here, I'll put a hash and write, okay, which is not an Armstrong number definitely, but still I took this and I got 4 as a remainder in digit, isn't it? And now I am supposed to find the cube of that 4. So in the next line it is given the shorthand sum plus equal to, meaning sum equal to sum plus. Digit into 3 is digit cube, or I can write digit into digit, whichever way. Yeah, in this example, 4 into 4 into 4 is stored into sum by adding it. That is 4 into 4 into 4 you will get, and that is added to plus 0. So 0, when you add with any number, you get the same number. So 4 cube is right now stored in sum. Then you do the percentage, division properly. I can actually do like this: temp equal to temp by 10. This is, you are getting the quotient. I use by that double slash to avoid our decimals. Yes, so by 10 you will get only that particular quotient. That is, quotient will be the remaining numbers from 134. If 4 becomes the remainder, the quotient will be 13. If you have a doubt, you have to manually divide it by 10 and see 134 divided by 10, how are you getting the quotient and your remainder. Remember that you should not go to the decimal points or decimal factors of that kind of a calculation. Only your third standard basic max division should be applied. Then only you will get 13 on the top and 4 is a remainder. 13 is the quotient. So here, when you divide 10 by 10 first time in the loop, you will get 13. You are going back. 13 is still greater than 0. Yes. So you are extracting now the 13 percentage 10. This time you are getting 3 outside, because any number divided by 10, you will get the last digit as a remainder in the basic division. This time 3 is coming, and then 3 cube is found, and already in sum you have 4 cubes value. That 4 cube plus 3 cube is right now stored together, okay, added and stored the value in sum. We are not saying the correct value because the number changes. Okay, again what will you do? 13 will be divided by 10 again, means this is two different processes in Python, because remainder is considered as a different process and quotient is considered as a different process. Whereas in max, normal max, what happens, the two are done simultaneously, you'll get it together. But here you have to do it separately. So quotient is again found out. When the quotient is checked with 13 divided by 10, you will get 1 as the quotient, because in basic max you are getting 1, and that is been that's the only thing which actually goes into or divisible by 10, and you'll get 1 tens are 10, and then you will get your 3 as a remainder. You remember, that's a way to do. Okay, so 1 went to temp, and again the loop continues. 1 greater than 0, condition is still satisfied. You come inside 1 percentage 10, which you cannot divide that, that division is not possible. When division is not possible, you will be taking in again in your basic max that particular, that 1 itself was the remainder. That means 1 will become the remainder. On the top you will get 0. That is, quotient will be 0 and 1 will be the remainder. That is a basic max which you might have forgotten, so you have to understand. So now in digit 1 will be there, and 1 cube is found out, and 1 cube will be added with already stored the sum value of 4 cube plus 3 cube. So that's done. Now 10 by 10, I already told, when you divide 1 by 10, the quotient will be 1 and the the quotient will be 0 and the remainder will be 1. That means you cannot divide it, so definitely you will put a 0 on the top. You remember, then only will go for a division. So now temp is 0. That is, quotient of 1 by 10 is 0. Remainder of 1 by 10 is 1 itself. Okay, you went there, it becomes, you went there means you went back to loop, means you will have your temp greater than 0. That is 0 greater than 0. Condition is not satisfied. Your loop stopped. You come out, you will have num equal to sum. Why num? We cannot use stem because stem got reduced to 0 now. That is why we purposefully stored our num's the original value into another variable and use that variable for the iteration process. Num is still having the original number. You are checking whether the num's value is matching with the sum value. That is where you store the sum of the cube of the different digits. If it is matching, you will print as an Armstrong number. If it is not, it's not an Armstrong number. So in order to remember the Armstrong number, remember these things and try it out. 153, 370, 371 or 407. Any other number you will try, you will be getting, it's not an Armstrong. So enter a number, any number, okay? Okay, again go try. It is an Armstrong number. Like this is the individual extraction or individual checking to input a number and to check whether it is an Armstrong. But the assignment didn't give you this. Assignment gave you something else, to print the numbers, to print the Armstrong numbers from the range from 1 to 100 or say from 1 to 1000. Then the process varies a little. So we are going to see that ideally code now. Okay, now this is it. I've already done and kept to save the time, otherwise my typing skill is not that great to type it very fast. So program to ask the user for a range and display all the Armstrong number inside that. So at this time I am asking the user the range from where to where. Question was in the assignment, the question was from 1 to 1000 if I am not wrong, or 1 to 100, whichever way. So this time the upper limit and the lower limit is asked. Which number to which number? If you don't want the upper limit or lower limit, you can change it and just put 1 comma 100 inside our range. So starting with the for loop this time. For num in range lower comma upper plus 1 means it iterates this much of time. For example, imagine I had given there lower as 1 and upper as 100. So the loop iterates 1 to 99 times and checks whether each number coming under this is matching or not. If I am giving 1 to 1000 in lower and upper, it will iterate 999 times and check whether each number coming from 1 to 999 is matching as an Armstrong number. The rest of the code is is exactly the same as your previous code. See, after for num in range, I have given sum equal to 0. The same systematic coding which I had done in our previous one is given, isn't it? The only thing is that I have to check this little bit properly because I have not done that. I have to do this. For example, I purposefully gave it like that to show you. That is, this time that everything is coming under the for loop only. The for loop, and then inside the for loop you have a while loop. That means you take the first lower limit, and then that is been understood as one number, and that number is stored into temp, and then the same process which I explained earlier will happen, and it checks whether if num and sum is matching, then it prints. Alright. Then 2 is taken, 3 is taken, 4 is taken, and so on. Every number will be taken from the given range and it will be checked whether it is matching or not. I had given this statement, this statement to the end to show you that when I gave it at the end, it was outside the loop. But that is wrong, and it should be given like this because it should be inside the for loop. Only then when the for loop is ending, you will be getting a range of values which is matching as Armstrong or not. So this is what I was trying to show you. But happy news is that nested loop is not there in your syllabus. This aspect of when a loop comes inside another loop is called nested loop. You need to only study for loop and while loop because of your current scenario of pandemic situation. They have cut short the syllabus. So this is only an add-on or an extra thing given to you from your teacher. So those who are very lazy to study can ignore this particular topic, but when you do your project next year, it will all come as this will all come into action. So let's see how this is done. So you have your lower limit and upper limit. Let's run the program and see how it's happening. I'm giving the lower range. I don't want to go to any other number. So I'm starting with 50. I'm starting number 50 and the ending number is 2000. 50 to 2000, again, those are the numbers which I showed earlier, are the only numbers which is matching. Okay, so it is taking from 50 till 2000 every number, and every number's digits are extracted one by one by one by one, and it is checked with the original number is matching. If matching, it's shown Armstrong. If I do this if outside, then this answer won't come. Let's just show you and then wind up. Okay, yes, now see, range is again 50 and then the other one is 2000. Can you see anything? Nothing is there. The answer is not displayed anything. I wanted to show you. You can see my last line. Nothing is displayed because it is outside. So outside means at the end what will happen, one last number will come, that will be 2000, and 2000 is not matching. So I have to put it back to the old style where I'm doing this. Control Z and I had made it in the old style. So this completes your Armstrong number explanation, and that completes our video also. Thank you. So I'll meet in the next video with the one more, I think one more loop based question I would like to show you, and then I'll be going to the new chapter.